we are at 431 Richmond Street West with Jazar from Nomad Clothing. So I see you have a beautiful store here. Why the storefront? Why not just the label and distribution?
Well, to tell you the truth, the storefront actually started as the sort of first business that we had. From that initial business, which was Goodfoot, we sort of branched off into other sort of areas as well too. And so the storefront for us really acts as sort of like the home base for everybody. It sort of keeps us connected to our customers, and it sort of gives us a sort of base.
So as creative director, what are some of your responsibilities?
Also head up the design team. So with the design team, we sort of, from concept to delivery, create the product that we're selling in the stores. Storyboards, as well as the designs, and doing all the technical sort of stuff, as well as doing the graphics and all that sort of stuff. So all that sort of like plays into what I do on a day-to-day basis as a designer, sort of head designer.
And the typeface itself, Nomad, how did you come up with that?
I didn't actually go to school for graphic design, so I sort of taught myself how to do all that sort of stuff. And for me, what it is that when we're creating like logos and all that sort of stuff, it's really a communication sort of thing. And so really what we try to do is just communicate sort of our philosophy into one little sort of thing.
Okay, so now all your companies together, where was the breakthrough moment?
We market ourselves a certain way, and we appeal to a certain sort of sensibility, and I would say that was definitely our sort of formula for success for us. The breakthrough sort of came slowly as we got more recognition and people started to equate what we were doing with what was going on globally.
What direction do you see it heading in the next couple of years or the next month? And it's always constantly changing.
For me, it's really always about sort of classic sort of stuff. So, a lot of the brands that we carry in here sort of tend to lean towards sort of more classic sort of stuff. There's definitely a lot of good brands out there. I think probably one of them that we've been supporting for a really long time has been Supreme.
Right.
Supreme again is New York skate brand. They have been around for about 12 years now. Started as one store in New York that was tiny. And now they've grown that business into sort of like a global entity where they have stores in New York, LA, and then they also have stores in Japan. They bring on artists on board like, Wu-Tang, Dipset, you name it. They've done a collaboration with everybody, you know what I mean? And so it holds a lot of sort of cultural reference.
So all the up and coming fashion designers, do you have any advice for them on how to create a brand, where to market, etc.?
Don't worry about the money, don't worry about the business side of it, you know what I mean? Like, just do what you do, and be passionate about what you do, because at the end of the day, that's a piece of you.
We are here today at Offshoot Communications with myself, John J. Big C, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, man. Pretty
First, I want to talk about the transition and broadening the horizons from music to clothing distribution.
I've been involved in music in this country for about 20 years. Cashed in what little RSPs I had at the time and opened up an office and hired 2 staff members, and I started selling 555 Soul 10 years ago.
Clothing, as we know, you got into 555 Soul. Why?
Because to me, especially the music I dealt with back then, which was urban music, black music, fashion had always been a part of it. I mean, coming up in this city, in this scene, how you looked and your appearance was as much as what you listened to or whatever. It's an expression of who you are, and you always had to look fresh, and you always wanted fresh stuff. You've got, your music labels and your music brands, and each music label appeals to a certain fan, and each brand appeals to a certain fan. They're brands that come and go all the time.
So Offshoot Communications,
Yeah.
What is your place in the market?
As far as in the hierarchy of the fashion industry, we're a wholesaler, we're a sales agency. We are the conduit between the distributor and the retailer. We have skate, we service some contemporary fashion, urban, mainstream as well. And that's because we have a very diverse roster. I mean, we have LRG, The Hundreds, Fresh Jive, Hell's Bells, G-Shock, Urban Airs.
Okay, so American street culture versus Canadian street culture.
Okay.
Any opinions?
Fashion, it's usually just us adapting Americans'
Really?
culture. Majority of the culture, the fashion, the style, whatever, it's from the U.S. We're influenced from the U.S. I'll say music-wise, we do our own thing. And especially when you're talking about black Canadians and the black community, there's also that sort of, well, are we as cool as black Americans?
So the mission statement of Offshoot Communications.
We don't just sell culture, we live it. I'm into all the fashion and I'm into the lifestyle that comes with it. You go into they come into the retail spot and you can see their shirt and tie sticking out underneath and you're like, oh, this is a really cool skate brand. I heard Kanye West is wearing this. I go, yeah, and name me a Kanye song, bro.
So now, last question, aspiring designers, do you have any words of advice?
It's not easy, and I wouldn't tell anybody right now to become an agent just because we in a recession. It's just tough right now.
Right.
But I would never tell anybody not to do it because it can be a very fulfilling and fun career.